You're paddling up remote South Nahanni River. Fog, thick as smoke, rolls in, cliffs closing in like jagged jaws. Your canoe scrapes hidden rock. You glance up and freeze. On the muddy bank lies a skeleton, no head, just bleached white bones. A rusted rifle still clutched in bony fingers. A cold whisper rides the wind. Leave or lose yours too. This is Deadmen Valley, the infamous Headless Valley where gold-hungry prospectors vanished without a trace, returned decapitated, or never returned at all. Cursed by ancient spirits, guarded by forgotten tribes, haunted by something that takes heads as trophies. Tonight on Campsite Mysteries, we brave Nahanni's deadly secrets. Hug the fire tight, folks. Once this valley claims you, it keeps what it takes. Welcome, fellow mystery seekers, to another spine-tingling episode of Campsite Mysteries. I'm your host, Edward, coming to you from the edge of the firelight. Tonight, we're venturing into one of the wildest, most unforgiving places on Earth, the Nahanni Valley in Canada's Northwest Territories. Also, make sure you stick around to the end. There's an Easter egg. See if you can listen and figure out what the next episode will be about. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is a true labyrinth. Deep canyons carved by thundering waterfalls, steaming hot springs, sheer limestone cliffs, rising like ancient cathedrals. The South Nahanni River slices through it all, stunningly beautiful, but brutally deadly. Winters drop to -50 degrees. Summers swarm with black flies that drive men insane. Sudden floods can wipe out camps in minutes. No roads reach deep inside. Most arrive by bush plane or grueling canoe. But it's not just the wilderness that terrifies. It's the century-old legends of headless bodies, lost fortunes, and a curse that refuses to die. The Dene people, who've lived in this region for generations, have long called parts of the Nahanni taboo. They spoke of evil spirits dwelling in hidden valleys, monstrous beings, and a fierce group called the Naha, warriors said to guard secret canyons with unmatched ferocity. Their warning to outsiders was clear. Enter this land and the valley will take your head. European prospectors ignored those warnings. In the early 1900s, lured by whispers of placer gold richer than the Klondike, the gold rush fever hit hard after 1898, but the Nahanni's isolation made it a graveyard for the greedy. It all kicked off with the McLeod brothers in 1906. Scotsman Willie and Frank McLeod, along with the mysterious Scottish engineer companion, pushed deep into the valley, seeking fortune. They sent word they'd struck it rich on the Flat River tributary. Then, silence. 3 years later, in 1908, their brother Charlie led a desperate search party deep in what became known as Deadmen Valley. He found their cabin burned to ashes. 2 skeletons sprawled on the riverbank, both headless. The heads were never recovered. The engineer vanished without a trace. No body, no sign. A carved message on a nearby tree read something like, "We found a fine prospect." No gold was ever found with the remains. Official reports suggested starvation and animal scavenging, but the headless pattern had begun. The horrors didn't end there. In 1917, Swiss prospector Martin Jorgenson built a cabin near the Flat River, hoping to settle permanently. His cabin burned to the ground. His decapitated body was found nearby, head missing. Again, no struggle evident. In 1927, a prospector known as Yukon Fisher, on the run from charges up north, was discovered headless beside his charred shelter. Rifle warped from the heat. By the 1920s and 1940s, more vanished. The Arctic Circle Trio in 1928 to 1931, including Phil Powers, Bodies found beheaded near burned cabins. In 1945, an Ontario miner named Ernest Savard turned up headless in his sleeping bag. Maps soon carried grim names: Headless Creek, Headless Range, Funeral Range, Deadmen Valley. The RCMP records note at least 44 deaths or disappearances since 1908. Some say up to that number specifically tied to the valley's curse era. At least 6 documented headless cases, dozens more vanishings. Bodies often showed no signs of fight, just missing heads, camps torched as if to hide evidence. Gold? Rarely found. Who or what was responsible? Theories exploded. Some blamed the mythical Naha headhunters, a lost aggressive tribe in hidden canyons, though anthropologists say no evidence of such a group exists, possibly misremembered Denny conflicts or folklore. Others pointed to a supernatural curse, Denny spirits avenging sacred land intrusions, or an evil presence wailing through the gorges, driving men mad before striking. Prospectors whispered of shadowy figures, cold whispers, and an overwhelming sense of being watched. The Nahanni hides even wilder tales. Geothermal hot springs create strange warm pockets, legends of hidden tropical valleys with lush plants, palm-like growth, even Ice Age survivors like giant prehistoric beasts. Sightings include the Wahila, a massive white wolf-like monster with broad paws, Bigfoot-style creatures called Nakani or Nakanis, hairy giants twice human size, cave dwellers who snatch lone hunters, a white queen ruling a lost tribe in the midst, even UFO-like lights hovering over peaks. The valley's magnetic anomalies reportedly spin compasses wild. Some fringe theories call it a portal or an energy vortex. Not everyone met a grim end. Explorer R.M. Patterson paddled the Nahanni in the 1920s and lived to write The Dangerous River, a classic adventure book. He felt watched, described eerie silences and the sense of unseen eyes, but kept his head and called the place magnificent, not cursed. Canadian writer Pierre Berton dubbed it bona fide Canadian folklore in the 1940s after his own expedition. Books, films, and articles amplified the myth. Headless prospectors, tropical oases, cave monsters, fringe ideas include lost Spanish and Viking gold caches, interdimensional beings, even government cover-ups. Hey, if the headless horrors, lost gold, and hidden worlds of Deadman Valley have you gripped, and you crave more remote wilderness, nightmares, cursed hunts, or northern enigmas, hit subscribe right now, turn on notifications, drop a comment below. Would you dare canoe the Nahanni for its secrets, or does a headless curse keep you safe at home? Share your own creepy wilderness stories. Your votes and tales shape our next episodes. Alright, back to the mystery. But let's ground this. Many deaths likely came from harsh reality. Exposure, grizzly bears, falls off cliffs, drowning in rapids, or foul play. Rival prospectors killing for claims, then burning evidence. Heads missing, scavenging animals, river currents, or decomposition in remote spots. No confirmed mass headhunter tribe. Gold exists in trace amounts, but nothing legendary. The park now sees few visitors. Rescues are rare and risky due to isolation. Also, in recent times, big sections of the park have been closed. The park has said they have closed those sections off to protect those segments, but speculators believe the reason they are closing many sections off that are very close to Headless Valley is that they want to protect people from whatever is inside of that park. Yet the pool endures. Bush pilots report uneasy feelings. Recent hikers claim whispers or pale figures vanishing into cliffs. In 2005, 2 hunters vanished from a cabin, their bodies later found under puzzling circumstances. Modern adventurers still speak of strange unease. Evil spirits taking heads? or just plain old human greed? What do you think? As we close this deep dive into Nahanni's mysteries, remember, some places don't want to be found. The valley keeps its secrets and sometimes its visitors. If you've got tales from Yukon's Mad Trapper, Alaska's Ishkvak, or other frozen horrors, comment. I read every one. Like if these headless legends chilled you to the bone. Subscribe for more campfire chills and share with your adventure buddies. Until next time, watch your neck out there. Stay close to the fire. It's warmer over here.